We are going to create a simple lambda on AWS platform, and let's first open official documentation because there are some options. Well, from this UI it's self-explanatory. We will create from the scratch, and the function name, let's name it some lambda, and the runtime environment, I'm going to use Java 11 latest for the AWS lambda, and yeah, create function, and while it is initializing the lambda, so we need the source code for our lambda, and we need to change runtime settings. So for this source code, let's refer to the official AWS, and this is the portal, documentation portal. We have sample, we have some explanations, for example the environment, the libraries. We need Java core, Java events, Java log4j, it's optional, and SDK for Java. And how to import these libraries, we could find them on Maven portal, or we could open sample project, example project, and grab the dependencies from there, what it does mean. For example, the handler function is main entry point, so we need to define the handler object which implements request handler interface, and this is example. And for we could grab this code, and let's create some simple project entitled lambda, let's say, and we can use Maven or Gradle, doesn't really matter, because there are examples for the Maven configuration and Gradle configuration. Okay, so we will grab the example code and just copy from here, and we need to create a handler object, which implements request. We need to import the libraries first. Okay. So for the libraries, there is example POM XML from Maven and build Gradle. Yes, and build Gradle, and we just copy this configuration with all the dependencies and the configuration for the fetch jar file, which includes the libraries, and let's replace it, import the libraries, and yeah, it's okay now. And so for this example, this is the incoming type, and this is the output type. So for the output, I'm going to use string. I would like to print out the JSON, but there is difference between JSON string and JSON array. We will see it next later. So the input could be object for simplicity, and I'm going to leave map as is, because the default test payload is represented as map, keys and values, JSON document. Okay, so return value should be, let's say it's a simple JSON document, JSON string, like let's actually copy. Let's copy it from the here from the test event like this. Control C. Yeah. So it will return JSON string, not JSON object, but JSON string. It's possible to parse it or return any string, because we specify string for now. For this example, let's try to run it. So we built the jar file. Let's see. Build libs, and this is the jar file, and it contains the handler and our class we're going to run, and now we're going to upload the jar. This is first step, and second step we need to replace the entry point. So the default is example hello, and in our case it is org example handler. Just like that, org example handler, yes, and save, and we're ready to test it. Run in the lambda, and this is the incoming payload, and let's pass it, and let's see, yes, the string JSON we sent here. This is the string we sent from the lambda, the output string, and to produce the JSON we need to pass object, which will be converted as JSON. So let's say it's class some class something, which includes integer and string, and we need the getters, setters, and constructors. Constructor and constructor with parameters. Oops, sorry. And getters and setters. The getters, the setters are optional for now, but anyway, and I would like to string method just like that, and now let's return. We could return JSON array of these objects or just simple object, so we just specify the output type. So for the simplicity, let's say it is something as output. Oh no, it's input parameters. This is the output. And here it returns something, and return new something. Let's say one title. Okay, and what is wrong? The return. This is the input type. This is something. Something. Yeah, it is nested class. Okay. Yeah, we could define this object as separate class. Doesn't matter. Okay, so let's do it in a clean way. And let's move it into its own class. Yeah, and this is the output format, and it looks okay. And let's compile the jar and refresh the code. And test the function. Check the result. Yeah, and it returned the JSON object, and we could return JSON array. Let's say list of JSON objects. Two and three. Title. Let's say A and we need to import the list, and the return value is list of something, and here list of something. Okay, so we build jar again, replace the function code, and test the function. And we have, yes, 3 objects, array of JSON array of 3 objects. So this is it for this simple example. One thing I mentioned, the POM, yeah, the POM XML is here as well, and all the dependencies. And Myland Shade plugin to build the fed jar as well. Where is Java core? Yes. So it's possible to use Java, Maven or Gradle. It doesn't really matter for now. And there are also different examples for the Java Basic, yeah. With different input and output parameters. So this is the object. We could use for example, but anyway. And yes, as input data, it could use some custom object as output data type. It could also use the custom object, and this is similar to what we did just now. It accepts the custom object and return custom object. Yes, so this is it for now, and with next video I'm going to create the API gateway endpoints to make REST API for this